Hey guys, Howard here from Lighthouse Outdoor Products and the Dying Arts Project. Hey, how's it going? Hey, there's been a lot of talk about sheets and fitted sheets, and I've seen a lot of amazing work out there. And I've been working on a lot of fitted sheets lately, so I thought I would go ahead and take this opportunity and slow down and show you guys how to fold a fitted sheet into a mandala, like some of the recent sheets that I've done. I have a sheet laid out right here. I go ahead and lay it out on the floor. This is a queen fitted sheet, so I can see like where the actual square is, and then from there I kind of fold it into each other, and then I start my my work getting a full square, and then an airplane fold. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit about what I have down here and how I get it into shape. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the sheet that we're working with. See here, I have it laid out, and I have the elastic that I can see. I can make a lot of sense out of this right here, and I can go ahead and get it folded pretty neatly. So I'm gonna set this up right here, and we're gonna go ahead and fold it. What I'm gonna do is take the two corners here and back here, so back here, and then fold it into these right here. So I go and I put my fingers right in the corners, right there, and right here, and then I'm gonna bring them under, so I fold this sheet in half and into each other. It's a little bit easier to do it on the ground, so you're not fighting with all the elastic. I'm doing this longwise, and you can also do it on the sides, but this is a little bit easier to get the actual square that you need. So again, we fold it into each other, and we look to match the corners of each side. So I've got a corner here, there it is. So I end up with this, right like that. That's the corner with two ends on it. And then I'll go ahead and repeat it over here. So I have my two corners. One of them's folded under. That's the one I started with. So now I can take it, stretch it out, and have both my hands in each corner. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and lay it down again. Again, keeping all of the elastic in front of me. Okay. So now you're starting to see some shape here. And let's see if we can do this. There we go. So now this sheet is folded in half into each other. And I've got the elastic side up on all ends. I've got two of the ends, the front and the back of the sheet. So front and back sides. I have the sides folded in. So the front and the back, front, back, back, front, side. So now I can fold everything and straighten out the material. So I can make just a simple cross fold. And I'm going to match the corners up again. And that way I have a full, proper middle of the sheet. Okay, so there's how you have the sheet folded in half with all of the material, all of the elastic on one side. So now the next thing I'm going to do I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half. However, I do want to keep all of the elastic on the same side, so I can take a corner, and I can fold it over like that. Now I have my center corners right here. So this is the center of the sheet. All of my material is still right here on one end. And then I want to do a matchup as well. So underneath I have my material down here, and I want to make sure it's fairly lined up. Now I can also fold this over and start working the full material. Make sure that you have a proper center. And to do that, you're kind of matching up all of the corners. So I'm pulling the material out so I can basically match it up. So this corner here should match this corner. So these are the two corners of the elastic. Once I have that, this is all the mandala and main fitted sheet surface. So I pretty much have my surface area to work with. Once everything is nicely lined up, to make sure you have a proper center, and that will help with all of your folding. Then you want to smooth everything out. And again, you're working with a sheet that is folded in fourths now. So if you do a design, if you do a mandala design, you're going to get a 6-point or, excuse me, an 8-point or 16-point star. We're going to do a 16-point star on this. So a couple of things worth noting. You want to make sure that you're bringing your hands in here and making sure that the material is flush with each other inside and out, so you do not have gaps inside. Basically means you feel the material separating underneath. You can take a ruler and run it through, since I just happen to have one. Just kind of tap it out like that. And this is going to give me a really nice surface to work with. You can come and iron it if you want. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my mandala fold. And what we do is we've got two ends here, and we're going to fold just like we would do any normal sheet. So this is our end. We're going to take and fold it in here and make an airplane fold. Trying to get your lines up nice and neatly. This is where you get your preciseness in your mandala design. One of the things that I do is I use guides or I use clips. So I'm going to grab some clips. All right. So far, so good. So now I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and do the other side. All right. Getting a little off here. Let's bring it back. Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Looks like our center might be off a little bit, but let's find out. All right, so fold everything out and see how it lays. Actually, it looks like it's gonna lay, oh, no, we're slipping over here. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of just working the material, feeling it and folding it and pulling it in, and then I'll kind of come in here too and work it. Once again, to get all the material underneath, this is a sheet you're dealing with, so it's a little bit different than other material. All right. So feeling pretty good about this. So right now we have a folded fitted sheet in a start of a mandala fold. I'm working the material. This is our main mandala area. And I've been doing pretty much everything on the ground as far as the fold and making sure everything is nice and linear and symmetrical. once I'm pretty happy with the start of the fold, it goes a little bit quicker, and then I'll come in, I'll bring it on a table and start working it from the table. It's always a good time to straighten out the material underneath. The more material you have to work with for your main design, well, the better it'll be. At least that's what the goal is. Okay, so we have a fitted sheet. We have all of our material right here. All of our rubber, or all of the elastic right here. So it's really no longer a problem for me, which is awesome. That's the one main struggle that you find. And let me turn this up. You know, that's one of the main struggles that you find is dealing with all of that material. There was a point where I was folding the first one over, and I took the back end and I flipped it over, and that's what released everything, because all of the rubber band, the elastic was this way. As soon as I flipped it over this way, then I was able to straighten out all of the sides, match it up, and make sure I had a good center. And the result is a pretty nice symmetrical shape. The material is nice and flat, and it is meeting underneath, which is a huge thing, because it affects all of the folding and all of the intricate lines if you don't have the bottom material matched up. Okay, now from here, I'm going to go ahead and flip it one more time. And when I do my folds, what I'm trying to do is from the very tip, keep all of the folds in line, and then everything else should follow. And I kind of always try to underlay it, because when everything flattens out, it pushes forward a little bit. So like right, this is pushed forward. I try to just set it right back a little bit. What'll happen is your inside layers will get buried by the outside layers. So the more you can control the outside layers from folding in, the better you're going to be. And that's where the clips come in really important. So you see here, I've lined everything up. I've kind of got everything straightened out, nice and neat. And I flipped it once. I'll go ahead and flip it again. And then we'll maybe take it on the table. Okay. Flipping is always is always a challenge. So once you flip it, make sure all of the material, especially the material that you're not necessarily working with, is correctly laid out. So all this stuff back here, make sure it's laid out. Again, take the opportunity to make sure you get nice and flush ends there. It's going to make it for a better dyeing experience. So once you have everything flipped and you have your material lined up again and everything's flush and nice and neat, then you do your next fold. And if you can get to this point here, then you successfully made a 6-point star. So we fold this one more time over. Again, starting from the very end here, under folding so it doesn't push forward, and bury all of your other ends there, other folds there. The more you work the material that way, the better off it's going to be this way. Right. Okay, so we have a pretty symmetrical folded sheet here. This is a fitted queen sheet that has been properly laid out and folded with all of this stuff on the end here. So let's go ahead and bring it to the table and keep on going. All right. Okay, so we have our fitted sheet here. And it is pretty symmetrical. Gonna go ahead and grab another clip if I have one. All right, and this is I'm gonna flip this around this way now so we can get a better view. This is folded into a 6-point star right now. I have all of the material on the end. And I'm going to go ahead and do one more fold. And then lay some lines and start tying it up. And we're going to separate the videos. I will do the tie up in a separate video. All right, so very simple. I'm going to follow exactly what I was doing before. I'm going to bring this tight, nice and kind of fold it into each other so you can see it maybe. And I'm going to make sure I'm not over folding it so it doesn't bury all of the previous folds. I'm going to make a general fold at the bottom and kind of have everything follow that. Now this is going to be turned into a 16-point star. So that's one side. I'm going to flip it over. Make sure everything's flipped over, even on this side, this end too. There we go. Now I'm going to fold this over. Usually do this facing me, but you can get a different point of view this way. So I'm pulling the material back with my fingers, and I'm under folding into the designs. And then I'm going to do this one here. All right, and a few more clips in. Now I'm going to work this a little bit more just by flattening it out. I may hit it with an iron, just flatten everything out and get it nice and flat, lying together with my lines nice and lined up. I think we did a pretty good job, guys. Lining up. The middle is a little bit off, but it's really to be expected. It's hard. It's very hard. You know, our brother Aaron Wayland does a great job. Lining up his mandalas, and you know, he's doing a great job fighting leukemia right now, and you know, lots of people are praying for him, including me. He's the one who gave me this tip that changed my world. And I need some friendly competition out there, man. Come on, let's do it. All right, there we go. So that is how you go about folding a, straighten this out. That's how you go about folding a fitted sheet. This is a queen sheet for a client of ours, and we're excited to do it. Once again, you get all the material on the end. That way you really don't have to mess with it, and you end up with a nice symmetrical sheet out of a mess of material. And you can even work this out and fold this out even more so where it's really lying flat and you just have this material on the end. So give it a try, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment on the post, and I'm happy to help. Happy spring. We're really excited. You know, there's going to be some announcement about the auction that we did and the donations that are being made, and we've kind of been keeping a little bit quiet like that to get our stuff and get everything set, but we're going forward. We're gonna announce some donations to Rex and also to the MS Society, so we're excited about that. But most of all, we're excited about spring and about festival season coming out and about possibly seeing you out there and giving you some big hugs. Hey, I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you how I fold this. So we'll keep on going. And you know what? There may actually be a reveal in between. So stay tuned. Maybe about half an hour from now. You guys want to see a reveal? This is exactly 30 minutes. Fold your sheets.